Skyrim has a lot of choices, some of which are a no-brainer, while others are still being debated on Reddit 11 years later. And then there are some choices that are just straight up stupid, and chances are you probably made some of these stupid decisions during your playthrough without knowing. So, in today's video, we're going to take a look at the worst decisions you can make in Skyrim. Number 1. Returning Azura's Star. The quest, the Black Star, allows us to wield one of the most powerful items in the game, so long as you make the right decision. The quest has you helping a worshipper of Azura known as Urania in retrieving a Daedric artifact known as Azura's Star. To do so, you need to meet with Nelacar, an ex-member of the College of Winterhold, who helps you in finding the artifact. After you've got the artifact and killed the mad sorcerer stuck inside of it, you have two choices. Return Azura's Star to Urania or give it to Nelacar, who will turn it into the Black Star. The key difference between these two stars is that Azura's Star can only capture white souls, and the Black Star only captures black souls. This would already be a pretty easy choice, as the black souls found in humans are far more common than the white souls of animals. But to add insult to injury, the Black Star actually has a bug that makes choosing Azura's Star have no benefit. This bug makes the Black Star able to capture black and white souls, rendering Azura's Star useless. So make sure you make the right decision. Number 2. Killing Barbas. If returning Azura's Star wasn't bad enough of a decision, then how about getting rewarded with one of the worst axes in the game in return for killing a dog? Well, you can do that if you make the wrong choice in the Daedra's Best Friend quest. During the quest, you'll be helping a dog with a Brooklyn accent called Barbas find his owner, the Daedric Prince Clavicus Vile. After following the lovable canine across half of Skyrim, you will eventually reach a cave called Haymar's Shame, where you'll find a shrine to Clavicus along with a small militia of vampires. After dealing with the undead bloodsuckers, you not only learn that you fulfilled the vampires' wishes to end their vampirism by killing them all, but Clavicus also grants a wish, so long as a particular axe is returned to him. After doing so, you have the choice of giving the axe back to Clavicus and getting the Mask of Clavicus Vile in return, or keeping the axe in exchange for killing Barbas. I don't think I have to explain why killing a dog is the moral choice here, but not only will you be taking the life of the lovable Barbas, the axe you're rewarded with is pretty terrible. Not only is it one of the slowest axes in the game, but it also has pretty poor damage and an unremarkable enchantment that drains stamina by 20 points. The Mask of Clavicus Vile, in comparison, is one of the better helmets in Skyrim. Not only does it look badass, but the helmet also makes prices 20% better at vendors and adds 10 points to speech, making it the best helmet for trading. So, unless you really don't like dogs, I would steer clear of Clavicus. Number 3. Betraying Paarthurnax. There are two facts that all Skyrim players agree on. Nazim can go to hell, and Paarthurnax is a far superior friend than Delphine could ever be. That said, it's diabolical why anyone would want to side with someone who has done nothing but boss you around for 15 hours over this lovable dragon. Killing Paarthurnax will make the Greybeards refuse to have further dealings with you. This means they won't help you discover word walls, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But betraying Paarthurnax certainly is. You can instead let Paarthurnax live by siding with the Greybeards. Sure, you can't rebuild the blades and take part in dragon hunts, but at least you'll keep your dignity, not have to deal with Delphine, which is good enough for most players. Number 4. Destroying the Dark Brotherhood. The Dark Brotherhood is without a doubt the evilest faction that you can join in Skyrim. Not only is murder their bread and butter, but they also have no real morals under Astrid's leadership other than making as much coin as possible. So it should come as a surprise when I say that killing Astrid and her League of Assassins is a bad idea. You all already know how the Dragonborn gets kidnapped to an abandoned shack after stealing a contract, and ordered by Astrid to kill one of 3 suspects. Yeah, what many players are not aware of is that you can actually kill Astrid and begin the quest Kill the Dark Brotherhood. This will have you breaching into the Falkreath Sanctuary and killing all the assassins that live there. You even get a hefty 3,000 gold reward from the Legion for your efforts, but doing so will lock you out of the entire Dark Brotherhood storyline, which itself nets you a whopping 20,000 septims on its own. This doesn't include the Radiant quests that earn up to 12,000 gold per kill, a badass horse in the form of Shadowmere, and the ability to marry Muiri's fine ass. And these are just a few of the things you miss out on if you make the wrong decision and destroy the Dark Brotherhood. Number 5. Sparing Silas Vesuvius. It may sound hypocritical to want to get rid of Silas Vesuvius after justifying joining the Dark Brotherhood, but the reality is, Silas is a bigot who sees the mythic Dawn with rose-tinted glasses and defends upholding his family's history as being too important to forget about. Luckily, we can lay Dawnstar's town creep to rest. In the quest Pieces of the Past, Silas sends us on a mission to retrieve the lost fragments of Mehrunes' razor. At the end of the quest, Mehrunes himself will ask you to sacrifice Silas to wield the razor for yourself. But you can instead choose to spare the cultist and in return get a whopping 500 gold. Wow, thanks a lot. I mean, come on, we went against the main villain of Oblivion and we're rewarded with a measly 500 gold. Worse still, sparing Silas locks us out of getting the Mehrunes razor, which is easily one of the best daggers in all of Skyrim. Its damage is equal to that of a Daedric dagger and weighs half as much. And how can we forget the enchantment that can instantly kill even the toughest of enemies? Well, you can say goodbye to all of that. It's not even like Silas is someone worth saving. I mean, he's part of the mythic Dawn for crying out loud. At least you could justify killing the Dark Brotherhood. But sparing Silas just makes you look plain stupid. Number 6. Becoming a vampire instead of a werewolf. Vampires had so much potential to be an awesome addition to the game, but reality has a way of disappointing us. And this couldn't be more true with how it feels to be a vampire in Skyrim. Sure, the immunity to disease and poisons is nice, and vampires can become quite powerful, but all the cons of being a vampire overshadow anything good about being one. The sun is now your sworn enemy, so you'll have to become a night owl and get comfortable with the necks of innocence to keep your curse under control and grow more powerful. When you do get to the final stage of vampirism, everyone begins to attack you on sight, locking you out of the majority of Skyrim's content, which makes the entire progression feel pointless. If you want your Dragonborn to have a few secrets up their sleeve, then you'd be far better off going as a werewolf. Not only are they more powerful than vampires, but best of all, you can choose when you want to be a werewolf and when you want to be a normal Dragonborn. Number 7. Investing in lockpicking. Contrary to what Bethesda tells you, the skill trees were not all made equal. Some trees are better investments, no matter what kind of character you're playing. Others are almost useless. Case in point, lockpicking. On the surface, lockpicking sounds like a pretty competent skill tree, and with the number of locks in this game, it sounds like it could come in handy for all kinds of playthroughs. But there is one small fact that renders this skill tree useless. Picking locks in Skyrim is very easy. Compared to the breakneck reactions required to pick locks in Oblivion, Skyrim has a far more laid-back system that boils down to turning a pick until the lock begins to move. Not exactly rocket science, I know. Since there's also no skill barrier for lockpicking, you can even pick master locks without spending a single point in the tree. And if you're ever running short on lockpicks, then you can always get the skeleton key and just never return it for infinite lockpicking. Number 8. Buying a horse. There are many purchases that one can make in Skyrim. Some investments can be pretty useful, others not so much. One example of this would be the many horses you can buy across Skyrim cities. Not only do these steeds come at a hefty fee of 1,000 gold, but they're also pretty worthless 90% of the time, since you'll be fast traveling to most places anyway. And when you do take them out adventuring with you, you'll wish you never had the idea to. Horses will attack anything that moves, despite being pathetic in both health and damage. Don't get me started on actually trying to ride these things. Although they can scale cliffsides better than most mountain goats, horses are also prone to get stuck and take damage from everything. And this purchase just becomes even more of a slap in the face when you find out that the best horse in the game, Arvak and Shadowmere, are both acquired free of charge.
Subscribe to Fall Damage, you milk drinker.